Good morning or good afternoon. Let's talk about espresso. According to ohmyfacts.com, espresso is more than just a strong coffee. It's a rich cultural experience packed into a tiny cup. Also, according to Methodological Coffee, espresso is a creamy, rich, and concentrated coffee beverage that we enjoy in beverages such as cappuccinos and lattes. Today, I will be demonstrating the process of making a classic espresso, providing you with a step-by-step guide to achieving the perfect shot. As someone who has spent the last several months learning the craft of espresso making, I've worked with various espresso machines and have spent time refining my technique. In this demonstration, I will show you how to make an espresso from start to finish, ensuring that you achieve the perfect shot with rich, smooth, and balanced flavor. First, we'll cover the necessary equipment and ingredients, then I'll walk you through the step-by-step procedure for pulling the perfect shot. Finally, I'll provide you on tips with troubleshooting common mistakes to ensure you're brewing espresso like a pro. Let's begin by understanding what you need to make an espresso. Let's go over some ingredients that you're going to need while making this. The first thing you're going to need, obviously, is some coffee espresso beans. This is the brand that I use, but you can use really any brand. This is just the brand that we like in my house. You need some sugar. This is just a jar of sugar we have at my house. Some vanilla syrup if you want. This is optional, but I just use this. Some milk, of course. I'm just using whole milk. And then a little bit of water. This is just some water we have in my house. And then I'm using this creamer also. This is technically oat milk, but it's also a creamer. But I am going to show you guys the setup here in just a second of the espresso machine and everything. This is the setup of the machine and everything. Before we get into making the coffee, I do want to give you guys a little bit of background information about how espresso came to be and everything like that. According to History of Coffee, in 1884, the first espresso machine was patented by Angelo Mordino from Turin. It held the name of New Steam Machinery for the Economic and Spontaneous Confection of Coffee Beverage, and in 1901, Luigi Berzia from Milano patented an improved espresso machine. Also, according to Caspresso.com, espresso was first invented in the early 1900s as a way to decrease workers' coffee break time. Espresso is also used to make a number of popular coffee house drinks, such as cappuccinos or lattes. So step one of making your espresso is you're going to want to grind up some beans. This is optional. You can get some that are already grinded up, but we just buy the beans and then we use this grinder. I'm not sure the brand on this one. I just know that this one is from Amazon. But you just grind this up. For this one, you just press this button right here. And you just do it for like 30 seconds. I'm going to spare you guys the noise of the machine, and I'll come back whenever they're grinded up. Okay, so now that I've grinded up my beans, I am going to put some into this. What I use is this little tool right here, and I'm going to show you guys. So what I usually do is I do 2 of these. So this would be technically 2 shots, but it can be, you can just do 1 shot as well, but I like to do 2 shots. And then you're just going to put it into here. I'll show you guys. We put them in this too after we grind them up. So I'm just going to do 2 of these. And then when you do the first one, you're going to want to get on this side and you just want to flatten it out and make sure it looks very flat like that. And then get your second one and do the exact same process. And now that you're done with that part, I'm gonna flip the camera on and show you guys how to insert this into the machine and everything like that. Okay, now we're gonna use the milk reservoir. This just makes your milk frothy or anything like that. I am gonna make my froth first, and then I'm gonna make my espresso. So I'll show you guys. I'm filling it up with this and a little bit of water. You only fill it up, on here there's little measurements. I only fill it up to the 30, and I do some milk and some water. This just helps to dilute the milk a little bit. And I'm just going to put this part back on. And then I'm going gonna attach it back to my machine and we'll be back over there. I have everything set up and I just brewed my espresso. So I just use this little cup, and then as you can see, there's different options for espresso, cappuccino, or latte. So I just did my espresso and it's finished, and now I'm gonna brew my milk. Now that we have made our espresso and made our foam and everything, I just made my espresso in this little cup that says espresso. I'm not sure how many ounces this is or anything, but I do know that this cup is about 8 ounces, and I didn't fill it up even all the way. I'm gonna make an iced coffee though, but you can also do this hot, of course. But I just have this cup with a little bit of ice in it, and the first thing I'm gonna do is just pour my espresso in it, of course. And then I'm gonna just do a little bit of milk. Not too much though. And then I am gonna add a little bit of this vanilla syrup, just a splash though, really not too much at all. Just to give it a little bit of sweetness. And then I'm gonna pour this on the top. And that is my coffee. Today I didn't end up using any sugar for my coffee just because it didn't need it, but if you think it needs it, you can always add it. Instead I used this syrup, so the syrup worked okay for me, but if you think it needs sugar, you can always add some. With that being said, I do want to show you guys this cleaner that we use because I'm about to clean my machine. After I use it, we clean it every time. So if you do ever get an espresso machine, this is a really good cleaner to use, and you just follow the instructions on the back. With that being said, today I showed you how to prepare the necessary equipment and ingredients, demonstrated the step-by-step process of making espresso, and shared troubleshooting tips to ensure you're always brewing the perfect shot. So the next time that you crave the perfect espresso, you won't need to head to the cafe. Just follow these simple steps and you can enjoy a professional quality espresso in the comfort of your own home. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to listen to my video today, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day.